car to flying to walking. If you walk, it's anything, any mode of transportation. For me, it's kind of both flying and driving. That would be going to Florida. So some of you guys are like, aren't you like crazy? That's like uber far. That's like a lot of miles to from where you live to Florida. For those of you who don't know, I'm from New Hampshire. It's the most emotionally unstable state in all 50 states. To put it lightly, when I had a weather unit in middle school, they described it as we had basically everything under the sun for natural disasters. Snowstorms count, windstorms count, blah, 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 blah. Except for volcanoes. We do not have that. And that's basically it. We have everything else. We get everything else. We get snow in October. We get snow in May sometimes if we're unfortunate. But yeah, to answer your question, it is very far to drive from New Hampshire to Florida. 24 hours to be exact if we hit traffic perfectly. If we don't, it's shit. It's absolute hell. It's longer than 24 hours. It's just awful. But I love traveling. It's great. Granted, when it's 3 in the morning and you're tired and you're getting up just to go to wherever you want to go, you sleep. I slept a lot. It's relaxing. Except when you're in a car, it's a little challenging, but at the same time, it's fun. I like it. Granted, spending that much time with your family and that long time of a frame of time, I love my parents. Don't think anything else of it. But spending that much amount of time in a confined space for X amount of hours, you guys tend to like bite at each other. You get a little bit irritated. You just want to get out, and that's completely understandable. That's just human nature. That's just what happens. But oh god, when was the first time I started driving to Florida? I never personally drove. I always slept. Knock on wood, I haven't driven yet. I don't want to. Please don't. But oh god, I know definitively, as far back as I can remember, the first time I drove was in the 8th grade. I know we've driven down more, probably like 2 other times before that. I just don't remember. But we drove. This was after my 8th grade field trip to DC. We hit, Mount Vernon. We hit, the White House. We didn't see the White House. We just kind of drove by it. He was like, oh yeah, there's the White House. And we're like, yeah, we didn't hit. That was kind of upsetting. I kind of come back to that later. But what happened was we just left the hotel. It was about 10 o'clock because they're like, oh yeah, I gotta get back late to the middle school. By the time we got back, it was like 11 o'clock. And one of my roommates, the partner that we had to choose because we had to do a buddy system, and those buddies had to get another room of 4, and they're queen size beds. And yeah, no, I don't. That was not a smart idea. Some people slept on the floor, which is very smart, but we're like, mutual agreement. You take one half of the bed, we'll take the other half of the bed. Just don't. I don't think I slept a lot that trip. I don't remember. But my partner said, oh yeah, we're going to go to Florida. We're going to fly down after this. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. So I was sad, and I was telling my parents, well, he's going to Florida and we're not. And it was before our spring break, I believe. Yeah, because we only get a week for spring break. And my parents were like, well, surprise, you're going too. And I'm like, so I was so happy. He's like, yeah, we're going to go home, just wash up. We're not going to unpack anything. Just take all your toiletries and all that. Just bring it over to the other side of our suitcases. Everything you already want is already packed up. We're just going to go. Cool. Awesome. When we left, it was midnight. It was crazy. I woke up because I haven't slept at all at that point. Blech. Minus when I woke up in the morning. So I had literally everything that I wanted to bring to my grandparents. I had everything. I literally just took my pillow and just left. We literally left it in the car. Um, and I slept. I slept. I don't know how long I slept, but distance wise, when I woke up, I'm like, "Hey, where are we?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, you're in Maryland." And I'm like, "Excuse me." I slept all the way to Maryland because that's a. It's about 8 hours. Yeah, think about it now. It's about 8 hours. Um, yeah, actually, it is because I'll get to that later. But I know definitively we've driven in the eighth grade. That was about, oh God, that's about 6 years ago. And we've driven down before. After that, we drove down for my graduation gift. Uh, yeah, because we had to drive around to like other places. We drove down. We actually stayed in Disney, which was amazing. I've never personally stayed in Disney before. We always had my grandparents' house, and when they sold it and they moved here, it was tough. And I think it was maybe 5 years at that point, and we haven't been down there since. So once I was told that I was going to go to Disney for my graduation gift, I was like, yes. And we stayed in a one of the resorts called Port Orleans, which is fantastic. I loved it. Um, if you guys ever have an opportunity to stay in Disney, please, yes, do it. It's great. It's phenomenal. It's awesome. The the service was, oh, it's Disney, so you gotta expect good service. But the people are really nice. There was this one guy, I forget his name, but he was like I'll elaborate. Port Orleans is based off of New Orleans, if you couldn't tell already somehow. But there was this one guy who dressed up as somebody like like a carnival guy, like a part of Mardi Gras. He was super friendly. He was super nice. He was a little doorman. He was there. The restaurant inside was great. We went there for breakfast, sometimes snacks, dinner if they had it. We usually ate in like around Disney. Like we always go to downtown Disney because that's relatively close. Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes we drove if we didn't feel like hopping on a boat, which is near a river. Which ever since that incident, I don't know if you guys watch news or whatever. I remember catching it. It was there was this kid in Florida who was in a river and an alligator got him, unfortunately. And the dad like sued the city or something like that. I don't remember the exact details of it, but then the response was put up more signs saying, "Hey, if you lose something in the river, it's gone forever. Don't go in the river." And the fact that you have to put signs up saying, "Hey, you live in Florida, there's alligators, don't go in the river," kind of is sad, but also I'm not really surprised because people don't read. Yeah, I'll get to that probably either another video of just talking or just maybe later on. I'm not sure. But anyways, the boat that we hopped on was it was a river boat. It's like an old fashioned, like you probably know what those look like. But it took us straight from Port Orleans into downtown Disney, or Disney Springs as it's called now. I always call it downtown Disney, so if I say that, don't get mad. I know it's changed to Disney Springs because it's fancy and cleaner. It's always downtown Disney in my heart. I don't care. So we took the boat into downtown Disney. We sometimes eat there. Sometimes we just we walk around. I always shop there. When I was a kid, they had the Lego store there, and I was obsessed. I'm still kind of obsessed with Legos. Not as much now, but just the creative aspect of it. I love building, and I guess that kind of the building aspect of it was more of the in betweens for me. Thinking about it now, because all engineers were like, "Oh, you played with Legos? Oh, that's perfect. You had an engineering path to begin with, but you also build to create. It's art. It's sculpture." I just wanted to say that because I just realized that right now. But when we went into downtown Disney, there was like little snack shops. They had, oh God, what was the place that we went to, and it was fantastic, and we'd never tried it before. Oh shit. Oh, it was a almost like it was oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? Oh my God, poutine. They had poutine there. It's for those of you who don't know, it's like a Canadian dish that has like fries and then gravy and like cheese chunks. I'm sorry if chunks like triggers you, but they're cubes. They're little like a you know. They say cheese curds, but that doesn't appeal to me for some reason, even though I know it's just blocks of cheese. But they also have different flavors. And I think I got the Mexican version of it. That's like chili. It's like chili and poutine smashed together and had a baby. That's what I ate. It was pretty good. I believe that was the first time we actually went into the newly revamped downtown Disney, and it's nice. They really pumped it up. They really renovated it a lot. When we went down, I believe they were working on Planet Hollywood, which is like a dive bar-ish type deal. I remember going in there once when I was a kid, like a little young bean, just for a place to eat. And we went in, it was so loud, it was so obnoxious, it was so boozy, if that's a word, that we just left. We didn't even bother. And I know I have light coming over here on my face. It actually looks really nice. I'm looking in my computer, and I'm looking over here, because my computer's right here, as you can see. Yeah. But, regardless of that, they really did revamp it. I'm trying to remember where else we ate, because they had, oh my God, they had a little pub-ish type deal. It wasn't really a pub, but you could actually get a meal there. It looked like a pub, like an Irish pub. And the food, it was Disney again, but it was good. I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to research it or something like that. But excuse me, they had Rainforest Cafe. They had another place that was like that had dinosaur. It was like a long wait. We had God, I don't know. It was a lot. It was a big shopping district. I know that. But sometimes we just ate like in a park that we went to, like Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, anything like that. So we didn't really eat much in downtown Disney. I believe we just had the poutine once, and that was it. It just filled us up because it was so filling. But what we usually did there was, we got Ghirardelli's ice cream, which is fantastic. I'm rambling about Disney, and there's a lot more places I went to. So I'm going to move on from that. Another place that I went to, well, places, was during my college search. I traveled a lot. I traveled, obviously locally, like in Massachusetts and all that stuff. But we went out of the realm as well, obviously to Rochester, New York, which was where I went to my first academic year of college. Because technically I'm a third year, even though it's my second year of community college. It's my third collegiate year, put it lightly. We went there. It was a nice area. You really have to explore it. But the downtown Rochester area, because we stayed on a line, the Henrietta Rochester line, was, it's just like a strip mall of strip malls, if you think of it that way. And you really have to explore. Granted, when I explored, it didn't turn out well. Yeah, I'm never gonna let that down. But I got on a bus, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you gotta take a bus. You gotta go to Walmart. Then you just come back." I'm like, "All right, cool." I didn't realize that it doesn't take you back completely, and they had a completely different bus. So I took the wrong bus. I didn't realize you had to pull on the string to get off. So we drove past it, and I ended up running all the way into downtown Rochester at the bus terminal. So I'm like, cool, all right, this happened. What am I going to do now? Okay, I was just going to find a bus terminal. And it was Terminal 21. And I found inside the terminal, there's only 20. So I'm like, where's 21? So I find a map. I found a map, and I couldn't find stop 21 at all. So I'm like, all right, this is fine. I'm just going to walk around and just go to a place that I know and wait. Hopefully, one of my friends will get here on time. I ended up going around Robin Hood's barn to freaking Dinosaur Barbecue because apparently I went the long way. To put it lightly, I'm mirroring this, so please don't think this is accurate. So basically, if I'm standing here and I go this way, I went completely around a city block, whereas I could have just went this way, and I was there. So I basically wasted a lot of time. I was cold because it was in the fall, so I had to go inside of a hotel for warmth, and I hoped that people didn't think I was a bum, because I wasn't a bum. But I ended up getting at this place called Dinosaur Barbecue. Fantastic food, by the way. Not sponsored. But I had to wait. It was 6:30, and I'm like, shit. I missed all my classes, obviously, because I had a small break, and I'm thinking I would be back from Walmart in about 10 minutes, but it wasn't. So I ended up calling one of my friends, and I'm like, hey, I'm stuck. So she's like, oh, where are you? And I'm like, I'm in downtown Rochester at Dinosaur Barbecue. And she's like, bruh, how did you get there? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know buses. So that kind of haunted me for a little bit. I never really took the bus system. I always walked, which was stupid in a way. Another story would be I found out the right bus system and I got off at the right bus. I got my stuff. I realized, shit, the bus ain't going to be back for another hour. I need to get there now. So I ended up walking from Walmart back to my dorm just to drop off my stuff. I had Subway in my hand. I had soda. I had freaking medicine for Grace because we were dating at the time and she was sick and I felt bad. I ended up what I ended up doing because my feet were tired, A, and B, I was so hungry and I was afraid my stomach was going to get cold. I was trying to walk as fast as I could, but I got like halfway back to the dorm. I said, you know what? Fuck this. I ended up squatting near the mall. I was right next to the mall, and I was eating my sub, leaning against the mall wall. And people were walking past me like, ugh, like they were disgusted at me, like I was homeless. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm hungry. Cut me some slack. So once I finished that up, I threw it away and by grabbing my. It was a 12-pack of soda, and I had to walk 4.5 miles back to my dorm. So that didn't go well. The cardboard was starting to get soggy from sweat and holding it, so it ended up ripping. So I had to go from carrying it like traditionally carrying it to like underarming it. It was not a fun time. I did not have fun. Finally got back. I missed one of my classes instead of missing them both waiting for the damn bus. So I guess it was a kind of a win. Another place I went to, we always go to, well, not always, but we've been to Pennsylvania, and that was obviously looking at a college there, but we've also been there in the past when I was like a kid, literally small bean, to see Thomas the Tank Engine. Yes, I was obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine when I was a kid. I was obsessed with trains when I was a kid. Fight me. So, when I went to see the college, I think it was called PU, which is kind of funny. I forget where it was exactly, but it was an hour away from Gettysburg. And it was the King of Prussia Mall, which is a gigantic mall. It's huge. It's fucking huge. There's like 4 stories and like it takes up a city block, I think. They have maps so you don't get lost. That's how big that mall is. That's also the first time where I saw a Tesla car. I sat in it and it was great, actually. It was really, really great. Yeah. But Anyway, so I went there. We realized that college was very fashiony, like heavily in fashion. And we're like, excuse me, this is not correct. Of course, I had an engineering department, but it was like, it wasn't what I was looking for at the time. Not at all what I was looking for at the time. Um, we went to New Jersey, and the halfway point into going to RIT, we visited Schenectady to visit Union College. We went to Schenectady to visit Stevens College, and honestly, I don't know if I was accepted or not. I was put on a wait list, so it wasn't a definite no, but I wouldn't doubt it if it was a yes. Stevens was gorgeous for being in New Jersey. It was, it was like a little slice of paradise. Think of it that way. And it was right across the water from Manhattan, which, imagine waking up every day, you look out the window, and there's the skyline for Manhattan. You could see, the tower, the new tower. You could see Empire State Building. You could see just the skyline. It's all, imagine that all lit up. Oh my god, that would be so gorgeous. And they had a little downtown area, downtown Hoboken, because that's where it was. It was like a little strip. It was like what you'd normally expect from a little city strip. And it wasn't busy. It was slowed down. It was nice. It was a nice pace. But again, I accepted RIT like that, and I probably should have waited to see what Stevens would have said. But that's all under bridge. Uh, Recently, actually, this summer, a few weeks ago, I came back from Georgia, visiting Savannah, the Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD, and I love the city. I mean, I don't. There's certain cities I like, and there's some certain cities I don't like. With Savannah, the city was so slowed down. I loved it. I loved the pace of it. I love the fact that it's not too busy. Granted, there were a lot of homeless people. There were a lot of homeless people there. But the only difference between the homeless people there and the homeless people in, say, like Boston or Baltimore, because we went to Maryland too, was they don't chase after you. What was kind of funny was in once in Georgia and a few times in Baltimore, actually, my dad always got asked if he had spare change, which we thought it was his beard because he had really scruffy beard at the point in time. But it's because he had his tobacco tin in his pocket and they thought it was change. Also, I realized too with the difference between the people in Savannah and the people in Baltimore. The people in Savannah, if they asked, they only asked for like 50 cents, which is reasonable-ish. With Baltimore, they asked for like, oh, do you have like $2? And we're like, no, I don't carry cash. I don't carry cash. I literally don't carry cash. At that point, I did not carry cash, and I was so paranoid. Actually, I was because I was had that like a city stereotype, like Boston or New York, that someone was gonna pickpocket me. Every time I got close to like a person begging, or in general, I always had my hands in my pockets. Um, it's not really a bad practice to be honest, but regardless of the fact, I there was a lot of walking. The only problem I had with Savannah was the cobblestone because it's a historic city, and I say in quotes because there's some parts that's historic, and there's some parts that are, as they stated in the tour that I went on to, it was scatified, which is it was an old building. They renovated it on the inside, slightly on the outside, just to make it into a new building. There's like 60 buildings just in Savannah that they own. And I went into the dorm I actually wanted to go into. I don't mean to hop around, but this makes sense. The dorm building I wanted to go to was right next to the animation building. So I thought that's perfect. I could just go there. But what I failed to realize was how far it actually was from the main campus, since it's scattered across the entire city. It's not uncommon actually, because I know for a fact I know there's some schools in Boston when I went to visit Wentworth Institute of Technology, that they collaborated with some colleges. So if you wanted to go to, like, if you wanted to take a class in a in another building, you can just go there. If you wanted to eat lunch at that building, you can go there. They had an interchange and all that stuff. And I know when I went to, because I went to Rhode Island for the Rhode Island School of Design, I did not like. And there was a lot of hills. There was actually a lot of hills, like to the point where this is stupid. Um, my dad and I went there, and he's not a skinny man. Then again, I'm not the most fit, fit fiddle, but he's not in the best of shape either. Like he's got a belly, like a Buddha belly. I mean this with love, and I'm really trying to help him too, and he knows it too. So we always pick on each other. We all meet it for fun. Please don't think that we're cruel. But there was a lot of hills. We were dying. I was dying because I'm in better shape than my entire family. Physically, no, shape wise, no. I need to work on that as well. But I mean, I did soccer for 14 years. I'm in good shape. I borderlining. I'm okay. I'll say that. How about that? Yeah. So there were a lot of hills. And the thing I didn't like with Rhode Island School of Design was the fact that you had to start over. And that's just dumb. Like, you can't even transfer. If you transfer in, you transfer in as a freshman. Like, bitch! That's not how this works. That's not how transferring works. It's it's just so stupid. It was stupid. It was so stupid. Like, why? Why would you do that? And we basically said, fuck that. You're not going there. Um, but with Savannah, there was just, the cobblestone was so bad. They won't change that because it's like, oh, it's historic. Okay, but you're also stumbling over freaking cobblestone everywhere that you're going. Like, you be sober and you bumble around like you're a drunk person. And that's another thing too. I don't. People obviously, drink responsibly, please. Papa bless. But with Savannah, you can actually, to an extent, you can walk around the city with your drink, which in 90% of all the other cities you couldn't do. And obviously, too, the response is like, oh, no alcohol beyond this point, which is understandable. But, I mean, that's cool, I guess. But, I don't know. But anyways, back to the art building. The art building was fantastic. I loved it. They had, from what I saw, they had they had what I wanted. Like, they obviously had, like, a dual monitor. They had an actual dual monitor setup. They had those big, wide, curvy boys. Like, it could be as wide as my TV here. That's, like, about maybe 28 inches. And it's completely round. That's about as wide as this. And it was so good. And they had drawing tablets, too. Like, if you wanted to draw. And I need one of those. And they had a freaking ball studio. Like, the green screen and all that. Like, they put the suit with the balls, the tracking. Didn't mean to boot my microphone, but I'm so excited about this. It was so cool. It was so fucking cool. The only problem was, if I wanted that dorm to go right next door to the building and back again, I would have missed my 2 years of college, because obviously I would transfer in as a junior. Because again, that would be my 4th year, and when I went to RIT, that would have been my 5th year. So technically I would have graduated on time anyways. But after kind of realizing that, I'm like, shit, I don't want that dorm building. But they had another building too called the Hive, where it's like a freshman building, but like transfers go there too. And honestly, I don't care if I'm like in a bunch of freshmen, because they're learning too. And I have nothing against freshmen. I was one too. I'm not gonna walk around like I have a gigantic dick in my pants. Like, oh, I'm a junior now. I can do whatever I want. Blah, 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 blah. When in reality, I'm transferring in and I'm the same level as them. Like, I have 2 years to learn everything that they could learn in 4 years. I feel a sneeze coming, so. Woo! All right. I'm sorry if I broke your ears. I, the South was a change. Honestly, it was so slow. My parents hated it. They absolutely, at first, they hated it. I shouldn't say they hate it completely. But obviously, coming from Boston atmosphere and like stuff like that, they were expecting a more giddy up and go. Whereas in reality, you have to, it's more slow. You take your time. They talk slow. They do everything slow. And granted, sometimes I do want a little like, come on, just hurry up a little bit. But especially with the walk light, because with the light system there, for pedestrians, they don't have a button to push in the entire area. I'll say that because there were some areas that you did have to push, and it was like, wait. And my mom's like, what are we waiting for? Let's just go. She was like that too when like there's no cars coming on either side and the light was there and I knew it was going to change once the other set were done. She just walks and we're like, really? And again, I love my parents. I'm just picking on them because I can, because I love them. And it's true. We would just go. And I like the city. Honestly, if after this year at NHGI, if I get accepted there, I'm most likely going to go there because it's so cool. Anyway, so with traveling, I want to do more because obviously I haven't gone further west than Pennsylvania / Rochester, depending on I don't know what the location base is, but whatever. Like I want to travel more. I want to travel so much more. To put it in your perspective, I've traveled the entire East Coast, like all those states, New York, and the entire New England. I meant New England. I did all of New England. I've been in all those states. I've been in New York and the entire East Coast. You know, traveling. I can literally name the states off my head that we've been to, that we traveled to go to Florida or Georgia, because we drove to Georgia. I'm actually gonna do it. So New Hampshire to Massachusetts, Massachusetts to Connecticut, sometimes Rhode Island, depending on where you go. Connecticut, New York, Delaware. Yeah, because we cut through Delaware. If we kept going the other way, New York, obviously. Delaware to Maryland, Maryland to Virginia, Virginia to... We never cut through West Virginia. Virginia... I feel like there's another one before North Carolina. No. No. Oh, I'm right. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Sometimes we never cut through West Virginia. We're trying now because the drive down to Georgia was absolute hell. It was awful. It was so bad. Like, we got stuck in Connecticut. We never get stuck in Connecticut. But it's because of idiots in construction. That's why. Literally, I was kind of in a half-sleeping state when this happened, but apparently there's this guy in Connecticut before Delaware. No. Nope, it was Connecticut. There's this guy zigzagging in and out of lanes, and he actually ended up hitting a guy. And it's like, you're stupid. But at the same time, it's like, why? And also with Delaware, holy crap, that is the land of bridge hogs. Because my mom's terrified of bridges too, so yeah, this was fun. Because we had to go over to Tappan Zee Bridge. She hates the Tappan Zee Bridge. She absolutely hates the Tappan Zee Bridge. There was another bridge that we went to. We took another route going home, and there was an accident. And we're like, all right, we'll just kind of go around. This was in Virginia. There was this one bridge, 2 lanes. There's 2-lane traffic, and it spanned for maybe about a mile. And there was people that were flying. My dad doesn't mind bridges, but he hated that bridge. My mother was terrified. I was like, all right, this is okay. But back in Delaware, that we had to go through a toll, obviously, because that money. But it was like 8 lanes. And for some odd... My mother was complaining about this, so I I remember this vividly, and I completely agree with her, that if you know you have to get off on the right, why are you in the far left? Like, literally, people were cutting across the entire highway, and we're moving at a, we were at a standstill at, like, several points. And people were just, I remember I was just getting so impatient. And then we stopped. I believe we stopped in either North Carolina. It was in North. I forget. I forget exactly where we stopped, but we stopped. It was in Connecticut. I think it was in fucking Connecticut, and it was so busy. No, wait, was it? No, it was in Jersey. It was in Jersey. And I feel bad for Jersey. I forgot Jersey. Damn it! I knew there was another state. Fuck. It was Jersey, Virginia, all that. I knew that. I completely knew that. Fuck. Anyways, so we stopped in Jersey after Delaware. I was already in a mood. I was angry. And this was before, obviously, going into Virginia. Um, we're like, alright, we survived that. Let's just take a break. Let's go to the bathroom. Let's just keep going. We got into the bath. We didn't even walk into the bathrooms yet. And there's people outside waiting for a Starbucks fucking food truck for some odd reason. Why do you need a food truck for Starbucks? That doesn't make sense. We walked in. It was bumping. Holy shit. There were so many people in there. The bathrooms was even packed. Like, really? Just shit and get. So, we got out of there. And we're walking back. And my mother was on the other side of this group of people. They were just walking. They just suddenly stop. They stopped dead in the middle of this traffic of people. I don't usually get annoyed. That's a lie. I do get annoyed a lot. I never get annoyed / mad enough to the point where I physically wanted to shove somebody out of the way. I was so irritated at that point. I was ready to literally just push someone to the ground. I just wanted them to move, so I ended up going around them. They're just sitting there talking, and I think they're trying to do that stupid Fortnite floss dance, which is the dumbest thing in the history of ever. Fortnite needs to burn. Getting off topic. So, hotels-wise, talking about my summer trip now, it was actually really nice. When we stayed in Virginia, we stayed in Colonial Williamsburg, which was, take a guess. Basically, what it was like, it was a recreation of a little town back in, like, ye olde times of frickin' George Washington. And it was, like, right near Jamestown. It was right near Yorktown where they settled and all that stuff. It was nice. I liked it. It was homey. It was cozy. The rooms, they kind of made a mistake with our rooms, but it was for the better for me. Because they did this before in... Shit, where were we? We were in New York. This was before we left. This was after... This was when I was leaving RIT. So, they made a mistake with our room, so I ended up getting a king suite. I got the best room in New York. And I'm like... And it was all to me. It was all mine. It was great. There was a freaking hot tub in the middle of the room. So if I wanted to, I could invite my freaking pimps and booty bays here. I don't have booty bays. And just be like, hot tub party! But obviously, being me by myself, it didn't happen. But with Colonial Williamsburg, they're like, alright, we have 2 rooms for you. And my mother's like, well, we didn't ask for 2 rooms. And the guy's like, oh yeah, we couldn't get you a full-size, like, queen suite with the 2 beds. They ended up getting us 2 full-size queen rooms with 1 bed each. So I had my own room. But my parents were like right next door. They wanted me to open the door, and it made it spacier, but I didn't like the fact that they kept walking back and forth to be like, oh, how you doing? Are you keeping everything clean? How's your toothpaste? And I'm like, please leave. It was fine. It was good. It was a good time. I liked it. It was the two out of the 3 hotels we stayed at were 5 stars, and we've never stayed at a 5-star hotel before, and it was great. It was really great. When we stayed in Georgia, we stayed in a place called the Marshall House, which was supposedly the most haunted hotel in all of Savannah. Not really. It was okay. The only thing that made up for it was the people. The people made it fantastic. The we had this foreman. He was so funny. He was so nice. It was what was he? He was we were getting ready to leave to go somewhere. We were gonna go to a fort that was fought in the Revolutionary War. I'm just clicking out this ad real quick. Get out of here. All right. So, oh god, what was the name of the fort? I don't remember. It was before going to Tybee Island. I know that for a fact. Fort Tybee? No. No, of course it would be named that. God, no. I honestly don't remember. But it was before going to Tybee Island. And it was obviously Valley Parking. So we came down. It's like, are you room 301? And we're like, yep. And it's like, oh, I'm on fire tonight. And we're like, hey. They were very nice. And I really hate to get political. Like, I hate politics with absolute burning passion that burns brighter than the bowels of Satan's ass. But I don't like the stereotyping people put on each other. Like, honestly, like, I hate the fact that people think that African Americans are naturally the cause of violence. Like, again, I hate doing this, and I'm sorry if this triggers you as well, and you guys get upset about this, but I hate the fact that people are like, oh, he's acting crazy. I have to shoot him in self-defense. And it's a guy, Caucasian, white, shooting an African American. It's like, really? You know, why? And granted, there's other people. I'm not saying that all people are good, and I'm not saying that all people are bad. There's obviously going to be some good people, and there's also going to be some bad people. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, Indian, polka dotted, purple, blue stripes, or freaking an alien. Actually, no, not an alien. Or if you're like freaking, I don't know, freaking in an isolated island in the middle of the Pacific. It doesn't matter what you are. You know, you piss yellow and you bleed red. You know, that's all that matters to me. And I hate the when I was little, I was always kind of semi-cautious towards the African American population. I don't know why. I don't remember why I was. But I knew that not all of them are bad. Obviously, I think it's because of the the whole entire gang thing, and they're obviously like, oh, yeah, look good, blah, 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 blah. Like, obviously, there's not all bad people. How do you think they feel? You know, they hurt us, color-wise. I'm saying color-wise. And we've done it back. I can understand, retaliation. Just stop. Honestly, again, the need for racism and the need for fucking degrading people is stupid. Even with fucking gender. Again, you piss yellow and bleed red. You're the same. Stop acting childish. Okay, enough politics. That's over with. I'm sorry. I just had to say something because I hate people that do that because they were so nice. They're all yes ma'am, no ma'am. We went to a restaurant called Mrs. Wilkie's. Apparently the best fried chicken in the entire world, or in the South at least. And the chef came out because they have a cutoff every time. So the chef came out and was like, "Are you all ready to eat some chicken?" And he's like, Are you ready?" And they're like, "Oh, honey, I've been eating chicken since 7:30 this morning. It is so good." He was so fun. I find it very entertaining just to listen to them talk, and especially when they talk to each other. Because when they mentioned collard greens, and then there's some very very nice young ladies who are also of African American descent. They're like, "Oh, can't wait." It's so entertaining to watch them talk. I don't know. Again, I don't know why. I love it. It's like I find it humorous, not in a bad way. I found it very interesting. It's like I don't know. the same way with two people like of the same gender that love each other. Obviously, you reference what I'm talking about. They're just so fun to listen to. I don't know why. I guess they're relatable. Um, somehow. I don't know why I said that. They're entertaining to listen to. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But they're so friendly. They were so nice down in Georgia. Like, oh, man, I liked it there. That's all. That's plain and simple. I liked it there. So I want to travel more. I don't know if I said this on the channel. I might have in the past. I just don't remember. But I want to travel the world. That's my biggest dream. I know my biggest dream, career-wise, is like, oh, I want to make an animation. So an animation. Yeah, no, that's my career. I want to make animations. Maybe one day become famous. I don't know. But just to see my name, something that I've created up on the big screen. That was always my biggest dream. But I have another biggest dream, which is just to travel the world. Again, Christ's sakes, I haven't traveled further west. I haven't even gone to the West Coast. I want to go there. I want to at least explore the entire world. At least explore the entire world. Jesus, Matt, come on. I want to explore the entire country first, at least. Like, I want to see what's on the other side. I want to go. I do want to go to California at one point in time. I wanted to go to a school there, but they're like, no. My parents are like, nope, that's too far. Sorry. But I want to go. I want to go at least to California. That's always my biggest dream, just to see what's over there. I do want to explore the entire country, like I said. I want to explore Mexico. I want to go to South America. I definitely, completely, 100% want to go to Japan. I don't care if I go anywhere else. There's a few countries I definitely want to go to before I pass away. I want to go to Ireland. That's where like half my ancestry is from there. I've actually been doing a lot of research on here. Which, by the way, I have actually written notes down. I have it. I promise. Oh, no, that was in my sketchbook. God damn it! But yeah, family tree. You're welcome. That's all you're seeing. But I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Japan. I want to go there at least so fucking bad. Those are the two, if I had to pick, two countries to go to in my entire existence to visit. Ireland, Japan, dead set. Completely. Obviously, I have to learn Japanese to talk. I know in SCAD that they have this program that you can actually go to different campuses around the world. You can go to one in France. You can go to one. You can obviously go to Atlanta, and I think you can go to Hong Kong. And it's all you have to learn at least a little something. You have to learn something, a little bit, but the majority of it, it's in English. If you wanted to go out and explore, obviously you should probably know how to speak the language. But I want to travel the world. I want to travel the entire world. And I've had a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I can do that too. And, oh man, it's so great. I love it. Alright, so, what's the furthest you guys have traveled? I really want to know. Let me know in the comments below. If you're friends with me, just message me if you want. I'm really interested. And I'm trying to do more of the talking face-to-face with you guys because, obviously, that's key. Communication's key. And we're a small family. We have 24 subscribers. We're a very large family. I want to get that face-to-face interaction. I want to talk to you guys personally as well. I got this idea from Mark. So, and I thought, obviously, that's a very good idea. Because, obviously, there needs to be some form of communication. So, there's that. I'm also trying not to do a lisp. I'm also trying to hire more people. Because, obviously, I can't do everything by myself. It's very difficult. It's plain and simple as that. It's very hard for me to do things on my own. Especially with me, working, with me going to school now. I'm still trying to figure out a good schedule to get a good system back into recording. And I do apologize. I've been trying to get more content out. At least I got more videos out this summer than I did last year. So, yeah. I'm also, again, back to the whole needing help thing. I need help. I posted this on my Facebook page, for the channel. I've also posted this on my Instagram, if you guys follow it or if you don't. I need help. I need to find people to help me out with different things. So, obviously, some of you guys, if you could do it via email electronically to help me out, that would be perfect, for editing sakes or anything else like that. Locally, if you live in a local area, like, in New Hampshire, obviously, and if you want to do some live stuff like Cards Against Humanity, live improv skits, I'll teach you the improv skits. I can teach you the games, no problem. Can teach you some of the rules. If you guys want to help me out with that, I would be extremely grateful, and I feel like that would actually be a really good time, because I find improv very entertaining, and Cards Against Humanity obviously is the funniest game in the entire universe. You cannot deny that, or at least it's very entertaining. There's another game that I played when I was camping called Drunk, Stoned, and Stupid. That's also very funny. That's a very funny game. Maybe if I can get together with some of those guys again, that we can play it. Who knows? If you're watching this, text me, please. I'd love to do that. Again, I apologize for not having a consistent schedule. I'm trying to get that down. I have my schedule right here off camera. I kind of look at it. I have some days I'm free, some days I'm not. It was messaging me, get out of here, Twitter. And it's a work in progress. Also, too, with some of the gaming stuff, it's not like I'm not trying to do gaming anymore. Please don't think that. It's very difficult for me to find a game that's cheap, obviously, because I'm a broke boy. I don't get money from this. Everything that I buy and play is out of my own pocket. And I'm definitely going to do something with Bendy, because I think that's coming out in October, the last chapter. I'm thinking about doing a live stream of all 5 chapters, because as some of you guys may or may not know, every time they send out another chapter, they always revamp the last chapters. So when Chapter 2 came out, they revamped Chapter 1. When Chapter 4 came out, they revamped Chapters 1, 2, and 3. Obviously fixing the fetch quests for Alice, which everyone hated, because nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. Yeah, basically reviewed just talking to you guys about traveling. I really want to know what you guys say. Scheduling wise, I got that out of the way. If you guys can help me out, please let me know. I can leave, I'll leave my links to my Instagrams down there. Please message me personally. If you guys know me personally and you want to help me out, please text me. I would really gratefully appreciate it. Joe's been an editor for me as well, and he's just as busy as I am, if not even more busy. So every time I ask him to help me out, he can't. Everything gets delayed. Like the third part of the Dragon Ball video, that hasn't even I know no hair of it, and it's not his fault. He's been busy working. I can't blame him. I kind of threw that at him and said, "Hey, can you do this?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll see what I can do." But if you can help him out by taking off some of that, obviously I'm still going to be asking him to help me, so don't think I'm just totally throwing him away. But I really need help. That's the bottom line. And I wanted to throw it at the end because I don't want to be like, "Hey, before we get started, I need help," and have you guys kind of click away. So seriously, if you guys, I can't emphasize that enough. I need help. Please message me if you're willing to. I would be beyond grateful. And with that, thanks guys for watching. I know it's been a long time. I just wanted to talk. I might talk a little bit more about SCAD itself if I ever think of anything else to say. If you liked it, thumbs up, please. Subscribe if you're new. Please hit that bell, because I don't usually post regularly sometimes. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I won't forget. But just so you guys know, hey, he's having another video being released, you get the notifications. If you don't hit the bell, you guys won't know. It's the bottom line. And share this with your friends so they can join in on this madness. So anyways, guys, thank you so very much for bearing with me for the wait. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.